I researched about the Leap Scholarship, and by God's grace, the Leap Scholarship was available while I was applying, and I was the winner of the scholarship, and I got around 8% of my tuition fees.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Leapscholar's YouTube channel. On our series where we interview Leap Scholarship winners, today we have Deepthansh Hegde with us, who is one of the winners of Leap Scholarship for 2021. Deepthansh, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello everybody, my name is Deepthansh Hegde, and I'm from Karnataka. So I'll be joining Conestoga College in Canada for the course Applied Manufacturing Management in Mechatronics in the January intake 2021. So that is a brief introduction of myself.
Great, thanks, Deepthansh. Thank you so much for joining us for this interview today. My first question to you would be, your course is very specific. You are going to do applied mechatronics. Is that correct? That's a very specific course, and it's not something you hear about very often in India, that people want to pursue such a specialized course.
Yeah.
So how did you end up reaching this point where you wanted to pursue this course? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, yeah. So my course is like applied manufacturing management in mechatronics. So I have 3 years of my work experience in manufacturing, in mechanical manufacturing, and also designing. So like I was specifically looking for a course which is highly in demand with my course of working and everything. So I was just looking through, and I found this course in Conestoga College, and they have got like 2 to 3 similar courses, but of different specialization. Like for example, applied manufacturing management in design, applied manufacturing management in industrial or something, and also my course applied manufacturing management in mechatronics. So I felt that mechatronics is kind of a blend of mechanical and electronics. So that would give a very big boom into my career, and also would like enhance my career in the next level. So in Canada, and also the market in Canada is it's a mixture of Canadian and also US market. So the market is very huge. So I think that mechatronics is a booming course, and also like I felt like it should be taken ahead.
Right, that makes sense. It's a very interesting choice because, like I said, we don't hear about people pursuing such courses very often. Can you tell us a little bit more about your background, what you were doing before you decided to study abroad, where you've studied, what is your work experience like?
Yeah, so like I said before, like I'm from Karnataka, and I belong to a place called as Kaiga, which is in a remote place in Karnataka. So I did my schooling and all in Kaiga, and like I always loved what the physics behind the mechanical things, and also the anything related to mechanical world, because my father worked in a safety and industrial section in here, and so I always had a passion about that, and so I decided to pursue mechanical engineering, my bachelor's in mechanical engineering, and I moved to Bangalore. Then I did that, and I passed out in 2016. Then life moved on. I got a job and everything, but again it gets monotonous whenever you're working, and so you need to go ahead. And I always wanted to do something different, and I always wanted to go ahead in whatever I have in opportunities. So that's how I wanted to do, and that's how I found Leap Scholars, and also the things went by, and so here I am.
That's great. That's awesome. How did you decide that you want to study abroad? I mean, you said you completed your engineering from India and you were working for a few years. What were you working as? Like, what was your role?
Yeah, so my role was a mechanical design engineer. So that was my designation in my office, in my company. So like my company was basically dealing with all the projects related to European clients and the projects. So I always knew that the mechanical sector is far better than anything in India. I mean, in Europe or any other country other than India. Because here in India, to be more frank, like people regard the experience and everything, but we have to start from a very low pay. Then we have to start, prioritizing ourselves in the modern sector in India and everything. But we always we feel like we are set behind with everybody else. So that's how like I knew that mechanical sector is far way more ahead in other countries. So that's how I wanted to move abroad. But then like my company started taking European clients, and the European Union started changing its rules and regulations with regards to the business and any other contributions from their country. So I felt that Europe is not a good destination for mechanical, for anything that's for mechanical. Then I found out about Canada through Leap Scholars, and that's how I fell into this place. No, other than Europe, Canada is the better. I feel that it's a very better place to study for any mechanical engineer or to move ahead.
So what about preparing for the IELTS exam? I'm sure you had to give the IELTS to get admission in Canadian colleges. So what was that process like? Did you find it easy? How did you go about preparing for it? Any tips for students who will be giving the IELTS exam soon?
Yeah, sure. Because unfortunately, I did not know about the Leap Scholars IELTS, a program and all. But before joining Leap Scholars, I had given my IELTS in 2019, and it was expiring in 2021 September. So I had to act very fast and everything. So IELTS. My tips would be like, it's again based on your education. Like the education should be very, the English and everything should be up to the mark. And that's how like I felt. I did not do any extra work, but the material that they give, the IELTS, the British Council that they give us for the material, so that is far more than enough. And the uh, practice, and practice makes man perfect. So that's how I tackle IELTS. But I think that with a more formal coaching and everything, I could have done more. I have a band of 7.5, IELTS band of 7.5. So Canada requires more than 7, more than 6.5, I guess. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But yeah, with any formal coaching and everything, training, I could have done 8.5, I guess. So that's how it is. So many people, I would suggest people to before like deciding to go abroad. I suggest people to focus on IELTS and everything, and that's how it is based on. It helps in everything, like the scholarship, like the admissions and the acceptance and everything. IELTS score is way too much mattered.
Yeah, that's true. IELTS is very important. And many very good colleges in Canada have a high cutoff for IELTS. So as you said, even exactly. Though 6.5 could not be enough for some colleges, it really depends on how good the college is. Yeah, that's absolutely true. When did you start thinking of going abroad? Was it during the COVID time or before that? Did you check out some other counselors? How did you find Deep Scholar? Like, how did you come across us? And how was your experience with the whole counseling?
Okay, sure. So I'm going to be 100% frank about this everything.
Sure.
Like I was like I told you before, like I wanted to go to Europe, and Europe, my destination was Europe. Then while I was searching, I had given my IELTS exam and I was searching for everything, and Europe was my only destination that I was looking for. Then I felt that I was searching, and then in January 2020 the coronavirus situation started, and everything was like kind of stopped. So I had to, like, I was in no man's land. Then I was going through Quora one day, and I saw an answer given by Mr. Arnav, who is the founder of Leap Scholars. I got to know that later, but I did not know then. I read his answer, and it was very, very beautifully written. I mean, totally like it was very nicely framed and everything, and I was very satisfied by the answer. Then I searched for Leap Scholars and everything. Then I immediately I acted very fast. So my experience with Leap Scholars was tremendous, and absolutely the management and everything, the working culture, and the young generation that are, young generation is the main factor that I would consider. Like Leap Scholar is, you should try for Leap Scholar. So my experience was tremendous. It was very nice. So this is how I found about Leap Scholars. I mean, the Quora answer given by Mr. Arnav, I was, I was happy that I talked to him recently, and like he's a very good person, and his answer was very motivating. So that's how I found about Leap Scholars.
That's great. That's great. Who was your counselor? I'm just asking for my knowledge.
Okay, my counselor is Akriti Jain.
So now coming to the scholarship itself, which is what I'm sure most students will be more curious about. Can you describe the journey of the scholarship, the application process? How did you go about it? And when applying for scholarships, when you're applying to more than one, it can be quite hectic because you have to write essays, you have to answer the questions, you have to give interviews. So how did you go about that and ensure that, everything gets done on time and really well?
Yeah, so before joining or before consulting anyone, anybody looks for the advantages from the institution or from the organization. So that's how I also look for is there any scholarship, because funding for a foreign university or foreign destination would require a good amount of money. So that's how I researched about the Leap Scholarship, and by God's grace, the Leap Scholarship was available while I was applying, and the process is kind of it starts from the very beginning. I mean, while I registered in Leap Scholars, then I got in touch with my counselor. Then everything was happening. Then she told me about the Leap Scholarship. I had to. There was a deadline. I had to fill an application and submit it as soon as possible, where I'll have to answer 3 descriptive questions. And so I answered it very frankly. To be honest, very honestly, I wrote everything like 3 descriptive. I don't remember the questions, but those questions were answered. Then I submitted my, the credentials they were asking and everything. I submitted the application. And then after some days, I don't know the process. Like the process took place around 1 month, I guess. Then in December, mid of December, I got a call from Leap Scholars that I've been shortlisted for the scholarship interview. So I did not know that all this process will be there. So that's how interview will be there, and 2 rounds of interviews, and 3 rounds of interview to be precise. So that's how I got to know that I am shortlisted. Then I took it very confidently. I moved ahead very confidently, and then there was an interview arranged. Then I did my interview. Then again, after some days, I got a call from Leap Scholar that I have another round of interview, and my parents have to be with me with this interview. And that interview was with Mr. Arnav, who's the founder of Leap Scholar. So that was the interview. Then he told me about Leap Scholars and everything, that's about himself and how he started Leap Scholars, and the beneficiaries of Leap Scholars and everything. And then he congratulated me that I was I was the winner of the scholarship, and I got 8% of my tuition fees in my scholarship. And he told me very openly that the scholarship could be used for anything. I mean, for air tickets or for anything. I mean, for any giving it. So that it's not restricted to anything. I mean, that is the that's the best part of this scholarship. And also I was very happy. I was told that there were 20,000 applicants in the scholarship, and I was one of them. So it was a joy. It was a very good experience, and that's how I got my scholarship. I'm very thankful to Deep Scholars.
I'm sure it was a great surprise, right? Because you didn't know that you thought it was an interview call, and it actually turned out to be a congratulations call.
Yeah. So that's how I got to know about the scholarship. But again, I would like to add that I think the profile matters very much. The profile, the personality of the applicant, and also how you write and express yourself in the answers in the initial stages of the application process, and also your profile, your work experience, your IELTS scores, and then everything. because I had attended a webinar from Sleep Scholars, and that's how Mr. Jay Rege, I guess, he told me about, he told us about how we analyze and how we evaluate the scholarship applications. So there were many students asking the same question, and he told that everything matters. Everything matters. The IELTS score, the how you answer the questions, and how you express yourself, your interview, how it goes with the interviewer, and everything. So that's how I was very happy about that. I received the scholarship thanks to Leap Scholars.
Yep, that's great, and that's a great tip for all future applicants as well who would be thinking of applying for the scholarship, that everything matters and you should pay attention to everything, especially like you said, to your answers in the starting when you have to fill up the answers. Yeah, great.
So just that's it about.
So there are two categories of students that we have usually who are applying to go abroad. Some are freshers, so they are applying right after they have graduated or while they are in their final year. And some are people who have a few years of work experience, like yourself. And the process of applying to go abroad can be almost 3 to 4 months, the applications, shortlisting universities, deciding which country to go to. So it can be tough to get time along with a full-time job, especially if it's a very hectic job, to be able to do this. So how did you balance that? As you said, you had a job as well and you were applying to go abroad as well. So how was that like?
Like sheer planning, the planning was good, but after, due to we cannot tell anything right now. I cannot answer this question very precisely because of the coronavirus situation. Like there are many thousands and millions of students like me who felt like they are in no man's land because of the pandemic and everything, because everything was locked down since March till November, and many applications and many universities open in this time. So I guess that planning and also self-researching. That's how I found about Leap Scholars. I was searching for questions in Quora related to masters or related to diplomas or graduation courses abroad and everything. So that's how I got into this, and I could solve my situation. So for the fresh applicants, it would be very soon after your college and everything, you can give the IELTS exam. You'll have a very good grip on how you write and everything, time management and everything, because you have given n number of exams in your graduation level, and then suddenly you give the IELTS and everything. So that would help you a lot. But for experienced guys, you need to plan everything. Like if you're giving if you're giving your IELTS exam in, for example, March, then you need to apply. You need to start studying for it since from January, because you need to balance everything. And writing is the main part in IELTS, which I would like to stress upon, because everything is everything is considered. The writing, the spacing, and the word limits and everything. Many students, many of my friends, they are still in 6.5 band because of writing. So I guess that writing could be only be practiced and everything. It takes some time, but yeah, again, time should be managed. That's how we have to balance and everything. But for experienced guys, getting an admit is not a problem, because you have experience in everything, so you're applying in time to time. So, but for freshers, everything, you have every resource with you. You have every resource with you. So it's not a tough deal to get an admit. So again, that's what time management and work balance. That's how it is.
Right. That's really good advice, and I'm sure most people will be happy to hear that. So, Deepthansh, are there any hurdles that you faced or any major issues you faced in this entire journey, from the time you decided that I want to go abroad to actually now when you're finally going to go? Something that students should be prepared for, they should mentally prepare for it?
Okay, so I did not Leap Scholars made my application process and everything loose and very smooth, and that thanks to them. But in a personal and mental voice, I would like to tell that COVID-19 situation is the only thing that is bothering everybody all around the world. So that is the only thing. But as I said before, patience is the only key, which I would like to tell, and patience, and also never give up attitude. That's how, because I could have let go of my opportunity, and I could have told my parents would have stopped me, like, don't go due to the COVID-19 situation and everything. But I still, like, I wanted to do this because I knew that somehow the other day this everything will be over. So we'll be starting our normal lives again. And since now, like, vaccination and everything has been started now, so I think students, we don't need to fear about anything else other than, you need to have patience, and that's the only thing. And if you are registered to Leap Scholars, and if you are taking your application process or visa process from Leap Scholars, then you don't need to worry about that, because you will have a counselor and everything helping you out. So that's it. But like, if you are flying to Canada, if you think the what are the rules and regulations there, your college and everything are in constant, will be in constant touch with you. They will be mailing you across all the rules and regulations. And right now, for in the current situation, I think quarantine rule is the only thing. I mean, 14 days of quarantine, and also many tests and everything has been included, because due to the emergency in Toronto and all the cities across Canada. So we have to follow that strictly. Other than that, and there is everything will be back to normal in some days, as vaccination has been started in all over the world. So that is the only hurdle. Okay, patience is the only key. I mean, never give up. Don't give up anything.
Great message to all the applicants. It can be a long journey, and there can be rejections on the way, but never give up.
Yeah,
just keep going.
And also the scholarship thing, because many scholarship, they want very high profile applicants, like from top colleges, from from having a good CGPA, great CGPA and everything. But Leap Scholar, I don't think they are giving any restriction about that. You should have just 60% of aggregate in your bachelor's and your studies, and that's how it is. And you have 100% of chance, like anybody else who beside you, to get the scholarship. So you don't need to worry about that, because Leap Scholar is, as I said, the management and everything of Leap Scholar is a startup, and also the young generation are taking care of that. So you are given equal opportunities. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's it.
Yeah, we look at the whole profile of the student and not just their marks. So we like to see everything that they are involved in, extracurricular activities, and what do they do apart from studying and working as well. That's how we pick. Great.
Yeah, the personality, voice, and everything. The profile should be great, and confidence is the main thing an applicant should have.
Yeah, very true. Confidence is important. If you are not confident in yourself, even the person who's interviewing you will not be confident about you. You have to show them that you're confident. Absolutely. Lastly, do you think there are any myths that students have in their mind about studying abroad, which maybe even you had before you started, and which got shattered during the process, and you realized it's actually not that way?
Because there are many people were messaging me as soon as my poster went into Leap Scholars Instagram page, and many people were messaging me that did you did the mentors drive you to choose a course? Did the mentor drive you to choose a college? Did the mentor to force you to do this, to that? And all these are the myths, I mean, that students have. I don't know about the other organizations, but the Leap Scholars is certainly not like that. You need to research your thing. You need to come up with your own profile. You need to come up with your own merits and everything. And Leap Scholar, they only help you to. They only fuel your journey. That's what I like to tell. They don't force you to anything. You need to give them inputs. You need to tell them what you're interested in, and that's how the mentor advises you and everything. And that's how your whole journey goes. There's the myth is right now. The myth is like, the all these are money making institutions and everything. Those are the myths. But it's not like that. They are totally into the student shaping and everything, career shaping and everything. So that is the only myth that I love to tell. Nothing, anything else is like, it's not a myth. I mean, that's how this is what I realized.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks for sharing that with us. Lastly, as we part, do you have any tips that you want to give to people like you who would be applying to Canada very soon? Anything that you think they should keep in mind? Any tips?
Yeah, so now the visa process is kind of very, it's very slow process. It's going on very slow. From EFS Canada, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, they are. So I think the people, for the applicants who are applying right now, I would like to tell them to have a good patience. Good patience is required right now, because admits and everything is kind of getting slower and slower as day passes. And that's again, because it again depends upon the profile and everything of the applicant. So that's how I would like to advise. Rest, yeah, that is it. I mean, rest is all set for you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Deepthansh. Lastly, how excited are you about finally getting to fly to Canada soon? I'm sure you'll get your visa very soon. And now that borders are open and flights are being allowed, you must be super excited to move.
Yeah, I'm super excited to move. And also, the I'm in touch with a student mentor from Canada who, the Leapscholar who made me, who the Leapscholar introduced me to him. So like, he is also like telling me the ground realities and everything. He's also guiding me and everything. So I'm super excited to go and start my new journey of. And I'll like to tell that I'll never forget Leapscholar and its contributions. And future, like, I would like to contribute like as a student mentor to anybody else who in place of me in India. And I like to take them ahead. That's all. Like,
sure, that's awesome. We're very happy to hear that. We are also very happy that we got to support you in your journey to go abroad. And we are looking forward to having you on board, as you said, as a student mentor, so that other students who want to get into the field of mechanical engineering or mechatronics in Canada, they can get all the guidance and help from you, just the way you got it from your mentor. Great. Thank you so much for your time, Deepthansh. Thanks for joining us today. We wish you all the very best for your time in Canada.